that list of 3 items is, there are 3 ways to draw that line. Okay, there are 3 ways to draw that line. The first is a scatter plot diagram. Number 1, what page are we on? 162, scatter plot diagram. Okay. Now, you have to know what this is. This is basically eyeballing and drawing a line, basically. You will not be asked to do it. If you are by accident, if I assign you a problem that asks you to do a scatter plot diagram, that is one thing you don't have to do, okay, is draw a scatter plot diagram. But you do have to know it exists, and you do have to know it's one way to draw a line through those points that you've plotted of your phone book, for instance. Okay? So it involves the human eye. You actually do a pretty darn good job of eyeballing it and just drawing a line through it. Humans are pretty good at that. So that's a scatter plot diagram. Number 2 is called the high-low method. High, H-I-G-H, dash low, L-O-W method. High-low method. Don't let her distract you. High-low method, okay? And that we're going to learn how to do today in class. And then the third way is called regression analysis. Regression analysis. Okay? Regression. Who here is taking statistics? You're taking it right now? Do you do regression? Getting ready to. Fixing to, as they might say in Texas. And so the assignment that's due next class period, it's noted on the syllabus, is a regression assignment in terms of it's just getting you to run regression using Excel. Directions are on the bottom of page 162, how to do that. I would encourage doing it on campus because you might have to download the statistical, huh? Yes. What's it called? PHStat. You might have to download that for Excel. And so you can get that for free here if you may or may not have that as part of your Excel package. If you Oh, okay. Yeah. But is this an Excel function? Is this the Excel thing? The Excel thing?
No, the Excel functions.
Yeah, the Excel functions in Excel, and that's really what I want you to do it in. Do it in Excel. And I give you the directions there. And all I want you to do, we're gonna do a problem in class, and there's 2 problems in class. We'll just pick one before the end of class today. We'll pick one that we're going to do, that you want to do, and you just type in the numbers. You type in volume, like if you look at page, like if you look at the problem that we're going to do in class, if you turn the page, I'm not doing a very good job. Thank you. Thank you. If you look at Southern Carpets, we've got volume, cost, driver, machine hours, and then cost, indirect cost. You basically type those 2 columns of numbers into Excel, and then you follow the directions. You highlight volume for X, and you highlight cost for Y, and then you say go, please. And then that stuff that comes out, print it off, put your name on it, and turn it in for homework points on Tuesday. Okay? And so, so kind of giving you a heads up now, and then we'll also talk about it again just before we leave. Okay? So let's look at the next page. M equals. And so that's how we calculate M. You should be taking notes. Sir? You should be taking notes right there. M equals high minus, and it goes up. We want high and low activities and the corresponding dollar amounts, okay? We want high and low activities and the corresponding dollar amounts. Solve. So that's number 1. 2, solve for fixed costs. 3, create a cost function. 4, predict the future. Okay? The only real formula is this. And while you're copying that down.
High minus low.
Yes. High minus low. That's a mathematical symbol that I'm putting there. Okay. So now let us go to Southern Carpets. Let's do Southern Carpets. And so, again, your one has dollars, one is an activity. So using the above information in the high-low method to estimate the cost function of Southern Carpets. So first thing we're going to do is this. What's M going to equal? Will, can you give me a number? I'm sorry? Could be. Nah, it doesn't look like it. 3, 4, no, that's not either. What are you looking for? We're looking for the highest or the lowest?
The highest.
Okay, which one's the biggest?
341. Oh, okay. Sorry. 376. No,
Yep.
390.
Yep, 390,700. Now, though, what I want you to be looking for, though, Will is looking for the highest cost. What I want you to do is look for the highest activity. Okay, look for the highest activity. Which one's the highest activity? June, which is how much? I'm sorry? 4980. And so what we want to do is we want to pick 4980 and the corresponding dollar amount. So I would actually draw an arrow on your page from 4980 to the cost in the same month. Okay? Because that's the direction it's coming from. Now, it just so happens to be the number that Will gave us, which is what? 390,700. Okay? So it just so happens to be that number, but it might not be the highest cost. So what we are after is the highest and lowest activity, and then we just take the associated cost. Okay? If you just kind of go through the list and pick the highest activities and then independently go and list and pick the costs, you're going to get it wrong. Okay? So that's the high activity. What's the low activity, Nicole?
Looks like 2,180.
2,180. And what costs are associated with that, Sarah?
180,000.
How much?
180,000.
180,000. Okay. So now we just need to do the math. What's this work out to be? JJ, do you have it calculated? Do you have your calculator? Where's your calculator? Not even on tests? Well, get in the habit. Get in the habit. This isn't the first time. Yes, please.